Remember to stay hydrated, my friends. Water is good.
I'm concerned about you guys. You've only got 5 liquid deaths, and we've got a whole hour of podcasting to do.
I'm fucking thirsty, all right? And you know what's? I'd like to have extra liquid death, and then the show ends. Then shit, I need one more liquid death because Cottonmouth at the end of the show is not cool.
Silent killer.
You got to watch out for that. You know, I was thinking of an analogy today, and I was thinking about maybe becoming like a yoga guy that does Instagram videos where I go, I was thinking of this interesting thing, and it's like a metaphor of life. Why is everybody doing that?
Oh, I was going to say it's a terrific idea because that's a completely untapped market.
Yeah, what is going on?
You know what's funny, too, is we've run into a fair number of self-styled social media guru types in our wanderings and travelings. And some of them are really inspirational people who have a light inside of them and need to share to the world.
Yep.
90% of them are the most fucked up people I've ever met in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fucking cry for help becoming a guru.
Yeah.
Where are you guys seeing all of these gurus?
We're not doing any names here.
Well, yeah, but
I'm just saying.
So these are people that you already follow, or
not all of us are watching vag cleavage on Instagram all day.
Yeah.
That's all Instagram wants to show me.
Well, good for you.
You blame the gram.
I travel. I like to see things that I'm not supposed to. And I do catch a lot of people copying the original person and, with these wise tales. And it's bullshit. Like you're just a dumbass and you're telling everybody how to live their life. And I really worry about all the people that watch everybody and live their life on these people's words, because if you watched them day to day, you'd find out that they're full of shit. You don't fucking work out all day. You don't like discipline. You don't jerk off. You fucking jerk off. You do all, don't do this. Like the only reason you're all alone by yourself is because nobody wants to hang out with you. That's why you're fucking living by yourself. Oh, I live because peace of mind, I just don't need any people anymore. So everyone's sick of you. Just keep regurgitating shit about metaphors, about how to live your life and be strong and be a man. It's like, fuck off. Be a pussy. Embrace that too. Stop trying to run. Act like you're all fucking hard and shit. Nobody's hard. Everybody's scared and everybody cries. It's all bullshit.
You should just do posts parodying that stuff. Like put on yoga pants, burn some incense, sit cross-legged and start recording. Like, yeah, so last night Tully had a dream about spider sucking its own dick, and
how's that about?
Kind of reminds me about life, man, and that's why I live by myself. Or is somebody going to see that and be like, wait a second, that's me. He's taking shots at me.
He's right, What about if your followers exploded?
Oh my
it
God.
took off and then I had to do it every day?
Created an army of fuckwits.
Yeah, I think that happened to a few people.
I think so too. I don't think it was very good for them.
No. Yeah. Especially on paper, with your paper theories. If you haven't done it, don't preach it to everybody. But at the same time, if you want to preach it and everybody wants to listen, then go for it. That's the other reason why I wouldn't want to do that video, because I don't really want to be negative to anybody. I know some fans would be like, shut up, like roast everybody. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm just in a position right now where I don't feel like pointing out everybody's things are necessary. I feel like there's other ways to be amusing. And I watched some comedy last night, and some people just, they point out people's shoes and shit. I'm like, I used to do that. That guy's got shoes on too tight. And I'm like, I had so many jokes when I was a kid about people's shoelaces. And now I'm like, well, that's your, there's other ways to do this. I feel less inclined to want to bring that up. And I'm naturally trained to be that person. Just, because that's what we did in skateboarding, was just pick apart everything that everybody did. That's kind of like how we live. I feel like that's where I got my humor from. But you don't have to be a cunt every time. So I feel like I don't really want to get shit talked on. So maybe I shouldn't do, hey, everybody, spider sucks dicks, and that's why I've got yoga pants on, live life. I don't know if I want to do that, because some people are giving people encouragement and it is helping. So I don't, some people are wrong, in my opinion, but also they are the point of it, I think, most of it, I would like to think, is that they're trying to deliver a positive message to people because they believe they're in a superior situation from their attitudes. But it does get, like you were saying, a little too carried away where they're just like, everything I say is almost godlike.
Yeah.
And they've had a stressful day. You know, their wife probably left them once or twice in their life. You made mistakes, buddy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've learned to rectify all of them.
No. I wonder if their motivation is more because they have a sincere desire to help people, or because in helping people or feeling like they're helping people, it makes them feel like a little bit more of a guru or godlike in their own regard. It seems like an ego stroke for many of them. I think the sign of a good teacher, in my experience, is somebody with some humility and a sense of humor about themselves. And the more that you know, the more that you know you don't know.
Yeah.
When you think you have it all figured out, I'm pretty sure you are full of shit.
Right. If you admit that, then who wants to listen to your word? You have to be absolutely positive. And you can't say, everybody, listen to this next thing I'm about to say. There's an angle to it. The way they do it is, that's not right. What is correct is, and I'm like, no, not everything you say is in stone. I just don't. I know you, and some of these people I know, and I'm like,
yeah,
you make mistakes, man.
Sure,
yeah,
or
lady,
and you weren't that guy. Of course, we all evolve and hopefully improve, but I knew you 10 years ago and you weren't. This is not a natural extension of where you were, and I'm not entirely sure this is where you're going to be in 10 years either.
I understand, because I feel like with the gay rights stuff, I've talked about it a little bit, and people have messaged me, obviously a little bit. Some people were very angry about it, but a lot of people, hey man, that really helped to hear you talk about that. And I go, oh, did it? Yeah, I'm doing something to help people. That feels cool. I'm invested in doing that. But to just, from here on out, I'm going to, do the ins and outs of why it's right and why it's wrong and what you should think and what you shouldn't think. Because I also understand people will raise different ways. What I'm asking is sometimes too big of an ask. And it's your life. Do whatever the fuck you want with it. If you don't like me or people in my community, that's you.
Yeah.
It's just easier that way. If I keep trying to convince someone that's absolutely positive they don't want to be a part of it, I've wasted energy here. It's not just be happy being you and not being cool with whatever it is.
It's never been easier to pick a lane to the exclusion of all other lanes. My son today is going to his first Dungeons and Dragons game. And
wow.
What's that? Wait, a video game?
I don't even understand it. And it's been around since before I was born.
That's the one in the park with the fake swords?
No. that's LARPing. So
he would not. I would not be referring to him my son if he was as my son if he was LARPing.
Okay then.
Yeah,
Kevin, as the shows
Sir Tully, he can get a different last name.
Okay, so as the show's Doogie, do you have what are we talking about here?
So I never played it growing up, but I've played it on
now
my podcast a couple of times. We actually even had Rujude on one time to play it.
Okay, what the fuck is it? Because I'm so confused now.
What do you think you know about Dungeons and Dragons?
I thought it was a video game.
Oh, okay. So nothing.
There have been Dungeons
not a
and
video
Dragons
game?
video games,
okay,
but it's a role playing like tabletop game that
what's
everything
a tabletop
is,
game? Sorry.
Like
a board game?
Like a board game as opposed to a running around game.
Yeah,
okay.
It's board game-esque, and everything is decided by rolling different dice. So that's where like the 20-sided die, and some things have like 7-sided. I don't know all the sides, but there's all these different dice you can roll, and that decides what happens. So there's a bunch of players, and you get a character, you get stats, and you get items, and then there's a dungeon master, which is much different from the dungeon masters you're used to.
This is where it starts getting dicey.
Yes. So you can buy booklets and stuff like made by the Dungeons and Dragons company that are campaigns.
Campaigns.
Yes. So one person will have the booklet, and they're pretty much the rule decider. They're the end all be all, and they guide you through this thing. So they'll be like, okay, you guys are walking through a scary forest. Oh no, it's a spider sucking its own dick. What do you do? And then whoever's turn is be like, I choose to attack with my sword of glory. And okay, well, roll a die and see what happens. And if you roll a 20-sided die and you get a 1.
Why are you saying die instead of dice?
Because one dice is a die.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fact.
Yeah.
Uneducated.
So you roll this fucking thing, and depending on what number shows up, that depends what happens to you. So if you roll a 20, you just got a really good sword. You slashed and you got this thing right in its butthole, and that did a lot of damage. Or if you roll a 1, like, oh, you dumbass, when you went to swing, the sword slipped out of your hand and stabbed you in the foot. You've lost some life points. So you pretty much do that. And some people, they'll do these campaigns where you all convene and you go to somebody's house and you play for a few hours, and then you just stop and you're like, all right, this is the cutoff point. We'll pick this up next time we get together. And some people play for weeks, months, years on one thing.
Like the comedian Brian Posehn has a podcast that they just play Dungeons and Dragons on, right?
Yes.
So some people make it out of this alive. But a lot of promising minds do get lost to Dungeons and Dragons. And my point is, if my son decides to embrace that, that's not the life that I choose for him.
Yeah.
But
understandably so.
But fine, so be it. You're not hurting anybody, and you won't be following any self-styled yoga gurus on Instagram. I'm sure of that.
Yeah. Wow.
I was
that
actually
game's big for adults.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I grew up a massive nerd, and somehow that aspect of nerd life missed me completely. None of my friends played it. I didn't play it. I mean, after playing it on my show, and it's always done in a really silly manner where we're like, oh, I'm going to use my turn to take a dump on my friend's head over here. All right, roll a die and see what happens. Like,
wait, you're allowed to take a dump on people?
In our version, you are.
Cool.
But like, I mean, I could see how it's fun. I am just not going to actively pursue that.
To me, it's one of many, many things nowadays, very similar to comic books, where it used to be a thing for nerdy young teens to do, and many people just haven't outgrown it. It didn't.
My cousin's boyfriend, he hosts. He is like a dungeon master for hire.
And he's got a girlfriend.
Yeah,
Huh.
And he's been hired out to like. He said he's gone to like famous people's houses to do Dungeons and Dragons parties, and they'll pay him to set it up and be the dungeon master.
When these people are playing, do they take the role of their character and talk like a jerk off?
Some people do.
Right.
That's a lot of effort because the games are long.
I know, but
So if you're going to commit,
well, you're already there, and then you come back again. So as far as I'm concerned, you've lost your fucking mind. Why not be the character?
yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah. See you next week. Nah, never.
Yeah. I was actually rubbing elbows with some guru types recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went and did a sound bath. You ever done one of those?
Nah. What the fuck is going on? Wait, you mean a bath where people played bowls while you're in a bath?
You're not actually in a bath. Like you still have all your
what,
clothes
Katie?
on.
What?
I don't know what.
How is that not a good guess? Why is that funny? Why can't people? He had a fucking bowl bath. How is that not in a bath with bowls? While you're in a bath and everyone's around you with bowls. How's that so far off? Answer me. Answer me. And put the camera on you.
I can't breathe.
Answer me and tell me why I'm so fucking far off. Why am I so fucking far off?
I'm just picturing your brain thinking that you're in a fucking bathtub full of bowls.
No, I didn't say a bathtub full of bowls. I said in a bath, and everyone around you's got bowls, and they're doing the bong.
That makes way more sense. Sorry, trying to leave me out of it.
What the fuck? How far off am I?
You are surrounded by those singing bowls.
Aha!
You are not in a bathtub.
He said bath. I don't understand why bath's in it. Are they in baths while they're playing the bowls?
Nobody is in a bath.
What the fuck?
I believe the reason they call it a sound bath is because you are bathed in the sounds.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit. I'm doing one where you get in a bath and then people play bowls. It's way more soothing.
I hope you got laid after this.
Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, you got a girlfriend.
Exactly.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, so you went for a...
We are happy to be talking to you today about Freshly. Freshly, where food that's fast doesn't have to be fast food. We're talking about quality meals without all the hard work.
I'm in.
That's right. These meals are designed by nutritionists, cooked by chefs, and then delivered fresh. Other meal deliveries, it's great if you want to spend all night making dinner. These are ready to eat in 3 minutes. Kevin, you've had them? You love them?
Multiple times, yeah. And it's awesome to just have really good meals for a week and to not even have to think about it. It's insane that something that good comes out of the microwave. Like you said.
And the money you save.
When they come to you, don't put them in the freezer. Go right in the fridge. So it's never frozen. And I've had probably over a dozen different meals, and they're all bomb. They're so good.
Did you say they're all bomb?
Yeah.
I was in until you said that.
Right?
I only use that word to describe food, and it's warranted here.
Food is bomb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stop stressing about dinner right now. Freshly is offering our listeners $40 off your first 2 orders when you go to freshly.com/Ellis. That's $40 off. Go to freshly.com/Ellis, everybody. Do your buddy a favor. Put it in gear and let's go.
Athletic Greens.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm a big fan.
And he was a terrible singer until he tried AG1.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a dum-dum. I don't have a lot of free time. I do want to be healthy, but I'm too stupid. But Athletic Greens makes it super easy. Even a dum-dum like me can do it. Get a bag of powder, lots of vitamins, lots of minerals. Scoop it in, add water, boom.
75 vitamins and minerals.
Yeah, this is way better than when Tom Brady does ads for supplements.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Who
good
even
for
knows who that guy is?
It's good for your poos too, Kevin.
That's right. Just one tasty scoop of AG1 contains 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, including a multivitamin, multi-mineral, probiotic, greens, superfood blend, and more in one convenient daily serving. The special blend of high-quality, bioavailable ingredients in a scoop of AG1 work together to fill the nutritional gaps in your diet, supporting energy and focus, aid with gut health and digestion, and support a healthy immune system, effectively replacing multiple products or pills with one healthy and delicious drink.
It is tasty.
I like it.
Yeah.
To make it easy to get in on this action, Athletic Greens is going to give you an immune-supporting free 1-year supply of vitamin D plus 5 free travel packs with your first purchase if you visit athleticgreens.com. It's a different promo code than some of these other products, /JES. Write it down.
We need you to do that, everybody.
Visit athleticgreens.com/JES to take control of your health. Give AG1 a try.
Fuck yeah. So your girlfriend.
You just solved the equation, yeah.
Yeah. You two got your ohm on, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Pussy, man. I'm in a room surrounded by assholes playing the bowl. Yeah, love. Good for you. So, do you feel way better? Did it fix you?
I did feel nice afterwards.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Would you do it again?
I would do it again.
Really?
Yes.
What do you feel after the bowl?
It's very relaxing, and my girlfriend got way more out of it than I did because we've both been kind of in a funk lately, and she's done it before. She's done it like I guess a handful of times in the past.
Good bowl cleaning, set you straight.
Yeah. I guess the last one she did was a couple of years ago. So she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go do this thing. I know it sounds kind of goofy and stuff. So if you want to go, you can go. If not, whatever." And I was like, I'll go. I'm always down to try new things, even if they sound goofy. I don't know. That's kind of like the fun part of life. You put yourself in weird situations that you might not ever find yourself in, and sometimes you walk away with a story.
You've played fucking Lord of the Rings or whatever we were just talking about, so
yeah.
Why not try bowl?
Exactly.
Bowl therapy. What's it called?
Sound baths.
Yes.
I was like, all right, I'm curious. Let's see what's up with this. And I honestly had no idea what to expect. I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe we're going to go in a giant teepee and then just lay around. And then somebody's going to, I was picturing like because the way she described it is like, it's tons and tons of sounds and instruments and stuff. So it sort of like overwhelms your senses. And it's like, it kind of like focuses your thinking. If you're all scattered, if your brain's a little off, if you're feeling a little off, it overwhelms you and it kind of centers you. So I was like, okay. I just pictured like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins coming out playing an accordion with cymbals between his knees and a kick drum on his back and a harmonica in his mouth.
Boombox strapped to his head.
Yeah. But
it wasn't that, huh?
No.
Oh, that's weird.
we ended up going into an office space.
Yeah.
Looked like we were kind of like next door to Dunder Mifflin. And
Yeah.
it was only 10 people. They sold tickets for it, and 10 people could go.
How many bowl artists?
I believe 2.
Uh,
And it was a big rack in the middle of the room with gongs, all these giant gongs.
who's working the gongs?
The 2 people that ran it.
So they're running the bowl, and then every now and then they hit a gong.
Yeah, so there's
Nice.
bowls all over. There's singing bowls all over
Do
the
they
place.
sing?
No, but towards the end, they did put on some
Yeah.
recordings of
That's-
somebody chanting.
That's cheating.
I know. That was the bummer part for me because up until that, I was like, this is cool. And then they played that. And that was sort of the end of it. That sort
Yeah.
of signaled the end. And the lady did some like, oh, and now you're thinking about this and you're coming back to reality and blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Did you come back
And then
when
they
she
played-
said that?
Yeah.
Right.
And then they played a fucking Leonard Cohen cover. And I'm like, oh, okay, this really took me out of it.
Oh,
But that was
wow.
the straight up end.
Man, Leonard Cohen is painful.
Yeah.
How's that supposed to make you feel better?
It was Hallelujah. And it was just like,
Oh.
oh, come on. This is
Oh.
a little cliched. But up until that, they had me. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. I get it. I went right when you walk in, it smells real nice. There's those those humidifier diffusers with
Yeah.
scented oil in it and incense burning.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it smells pleasant in here.
I get it. You did lazy yoga.
Kinda, yeah. And they have mats, like every section.
Yeah.
There was a mat and there's a pillow and a big thick blanket. And I'm like, oh, I'm fucking snuggling up here? Oh, this is dope. Okay. It smells real nice. I'm just going to get under a big cozy blanket and listen to some weird sounds. I've had worse evenings.
How long did that go for?
2 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Chicks-
lot of bowl.
Chicks, man.
In all
even,
honesty,
even the smartest ones have that one thing.
it was a quick 2 hours.
Yeah.
For somebody with terminal ADD, I was looking at this like, oh boy, this is going to suck. This is going to feel like 7 hours. But when it ended and I looked at my phone, I was like, oh my God.
You were in a bowl trance.
Dude,
You went into the bowl.
so they talked about it beforehand, before it started. And they're like,
The bowls might
this-
pull you in.
this can be emotional.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Did you bowl cry?
I feared I might.
You didn't know.
I didn't.
Right.
But it did make me think a lot about my dad. Like when the sounds were going and, your mind just wanders. I did think a lot about my dad and I started getting pissed off. Like, why'd my fucking dad have to die? This is bullshit. And then, I sort of dealt with it a little bit more and I maybe think about like memories we had together.
Yep.
So that part was kind of nice. And then
Yep.
it didn't take up the entire time.
Right.
But when they start with the bowls, they put one on either side of your head, and then there's big ones all throughout the room. So they crack them, and they do the thing where they drag it around
Yeah.
and make it start humming.
Yep.
And then when they walk away, it goes for a long time. So when they play the 2 that are next to your head, it sounds like you just did a whippet. You get that
Cool.
whole wonga 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 wonga.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. My whole fucking body's vibrating.
No, that bit, for real. Yeah. It sounds like, it feels like somebody's playing a didgeridoo inside your skull,
Yeah.
which is a thing. Good thing, bad thing, that's up to you. But it's a phenomenon.
It was
I want-
neat. It was interesting.
I wonder if anybody's had an unpleasant bowl experience.
No doubt.
You think?
Your shit comes out, man. You got to let it out,
Yeah. Okay.
It's medicine, and the medicine works differently on everyone, Jason.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Katie, are you into any bullshit?
No.
Oh, shit.
I can't think, like, I'm not trying to, I'm sure every guy has his dumb thing that he's into. It's hard for me to compare sound baths to fantasy football. Like, I don't know a person that doesn't do one thing that's pretty stupid, that just,
Yeah.
it scratches an itch for them. But in my experience, even the most intelligent women, my wife included, have that. Well, there's this one astrologist, but she's not like the ones in the paper. She's like amazing, and you got to subscribe to her stuff, and you get it. And it's actually, I know it's crazy, but will you read this and see what's going on in my life? And you're just like, oh my God, like, you're the mother of my children.
Ah.
I mean, this thing had its
And I'm
like,
sure your
sections.
girlfriend's totally competent
Oh.
as well.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, everybody has their thing. I'm almost 40 and I still watch cartoons.
Yeah.
Who am I to cast aspersions here? But it was interesting. Like if she was like,
What's wrong
hey,
with
I'm gonna,
cartoons?
Yeah, but do you think cartoons are magic?
I don't think she thinks this is magic either.
But she thinks there's therapy to,
I mean, I walked away from it feeling better.
yeah.
It does work.
Mhm.
Look, I've
He's
been
a changed man. Look at him.
Yeah, no, I knew there was something going on. Now I know it's the bowls.
I've done enough things in my life where I've been surprised going into something I thought I was going to like and it sucked. And I've been surprised going into something I thought was going to suck and it turned out to be awesome. So now it's just like, okay, a new experience. Let's see what happens.
Would you go once a week?
No, that's too intense. I don't know if anybody really does that.
Too
Are you
intense.
Well, I mean, not too intense where like I couldn't handle it. It's fucking 2 hours and you have to pay for it.
Oh.
Right.
But
So
it
it's
is
not worth paying for.
I would say if you're curious, try it out. It's weird. I actually was talking to my buddy the other night, and he said his girlfriend did it, and she like tripped balls.
Yeah. What's the biggest bowl they have?
Definitely one that you could put your arms around.
What about a huge bowls, like 6 foot, bigger than a man bowls?
Could probably crack a baby's skull with the sound off of one of those.
It was a very small space. I
I'm not
snuck
trying to
a
do that.
picture.
Just thinking about opening up my own bowl shop, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because what if you could bathe and I had
Oh
giant
God.
bowls,
Oh, I see.
just a big bong room?
So it was a kind of a small office space, and they had projectors putting like stars on the walls and stuff, and they had like
I do
little
that in my 3-year-old's room when she sleeps. That's nice.
little glowing trees. Okay, that bowl right there on the table, that was probably the biggest one.
Wow, it's a decent sized bowl you got there.
Yeah. But they had other shit too. They pulled out rain sticks. You know, those fucking but you have like a
they
blindfold
pulled out the
on.
rain sticks right in the middle of the bowl
At any
trip.
point, was there anything glowing inside the guru's mouth?
Yeah.
Well, I had a blindfold on, so I couldn't see.
All right.
And
They're
I-
all jerking off over you.
That thought did it pop into my head. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? They're probably taking advantage of everybody being blindfolded right now and just have no pants on.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
But I don't know what these rain sticks were, but it sounded like ocean waves crashing. And when they put it over you and like moved it back and forth, it sounded like you were like laying on the ground, letting a bunch of waves crash on you.
Did they say, here comes the rain sticks?
No, they didn't really
How
narrate.
do you know they're rain sticks?
I just guessed.
Oh.
I couldn't because
thought
I
they
didn't want to
told you.
peek. I was like, okay, I agreed to do this thing. I will keep my eyes closed the entire time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like grab my phone and try and sneak recordings of this so I could play it.
How do you know they're sticks?
I don't know how you would make that noise without it.
Okay.
Without it being a rain stick. All I know is it was kind of trippy. It was relaxing, and when it was over, I felt kind of nice. It was like, okay, that was a thing.
Could I buy some bowls and some rain sticks and do it for myself so I don't have to pay the money and all that?
Well, you would probably want
You have to
you
be
and
a
Katie to
professional.
take turns.
Right.
Like you would lay down on the mat and close your eyes, and Katie would
What
work
about
all
if I
the
could get the
instruments.
cat to bong it?
You'd need a very talented cat.
My cat will bong stuff. Or one of the dogs. What about if I get a recording of the bowls and then I meditate to the bowl beat?
If you have quadraphonic sound,
What the fuck is quadraphonic?
instead of just having stereo left and right, you
Like
have
surround?
front, left, right, and back. So it's
Yeah.
on all sides of you. I don't think most people could tell the difference between
Headphones.
really high level sound equipment. Is it live or is it Memorex? I don't think most people could tell the difference.
Just trying to think of a way if you're, broke.
Yeah, trying to do this on a budget.
Yeah. How do you do, can I purchase rain stick bowl music?
I mean, it wasn't
Oh hell yeah!
terribly
For
expensive.
sure you could, right?
There's probably endless loops of it all over YouTube.
I'd be interested to know maybe it doesn't have the same sound waves, doesn't do the same thing that it's supposedly doing. I have a friend that offered some bowl treatments, and I was like, yeah, but we didn't see each other again. But I would try, I've done it once. I was waiting for I kept to my therapist too early, and there was a bowl shop next to the therapist, so I went in there, got bowled up for half an hour.
They've got the biggest bowls of them all.
Yeah.
There was a point where I started going into a trance.
Sure, yeah.
And then my brain recognized it. It was like, oh, fucking cool. And then it went away. And I was like, no, that was neat. Come back. And it didn't.
Didn't somebody make you trip balls when you went to some naturopath shit?
I'm trying to
Some
think.
breathing shit or something?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. So I went to go see a guy who is known professionally as a shaman in this zip code, shaman. And yeah, the beginning of it was something more akin to therapy. He just asked you some questions about your life. And then he's like, right, okay, I've been talking to you for 10 minutes. I've got this all figured out. And then he sits next to you on a couch and he sort of is like doing more of like a mumbly thing. And I don't remember what he was talking about, but I don't think he was like speaking in tongues. And I've never done the, what do you call it? The pass out game or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was totally new to me, that he seemed to think that was, the way your body naturally releases DMT. So I'm imparting all of this. I've got you. First I diagnosed, and now I figured out what the message you need to hear. And I tell you stuff. Now breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Hold your breath. And you go, whoa, what the fuck was that? And then he starts talking to you again about stuff. And by the third time, when I started to see the pattern of it, I was like, I do not wish to have that experience ever again, even though it only lasted 4 seconds. It was like 4 seconds of a bad trip is 4 seconds too many. In my experience, if you were walking down the street and all of a sudden you had a bad trip for 5 seconds, that'd fuck up your next hour.
I feel like trippy people that trip a lot, there's a door and you go, whoa, and you either back off or you go in. And people that trip a lot know when the door opens and they go in.
I think so. I think you're right.
You got to let it go.
I think that you're right. Because
DMT did that to me when I did DMT.
Yeah, right.
Where at the start it comes on and you're like, oh fuck, and I go in here and I'm like, I'm not going in there. I just got startled the fuck out of. I don't want to go any further than I've already gone.
Yeah.
And then I did it a second time. Was like, all right, I'm committed to going in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then because that's the point of it. But I get that initial reaction. You're like, what? I'm not ready to trip balls. Some people don't want to ever go there again.
It just came on so hard and so fast, and then it went away. That's the other thing, is usually when you trip, you have a couple hours to kind of, if you, I always thought tripping there's a reason why trippy people like lava lamps, because lava lamps are a lot like tripping. It's like the ball comes up and you're like, oh, I get it. And then just as soon as you kind of figure out what it is, it becomes something else. And when you figure that, it becomes something else. That's the experience of tripping. And if you try to really key into, oh, I get it, this is the vibe, well, you're asking for trouble, because just as soon as you figure out what the vibe is, it's a different vibe. This was so different because they were like 5-10 minutes apart and they were fucking seconds long. So all you got was hit by the wave and it was over.
Blue Chew gets you hard.
That's right. It's not only my favorite song, it's also a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. What's not to love, Jason? You love Blue Chew
Hard
tablets.
Cocks.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hard Cocks.
Mm-hmm. An online prescription service, no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations about your boner, no waiting in line.
I love awkward conversations about my boner.
To each their own. If you want to avoid those, you can skip the line at the pharmacy. Just get them shipped straight to your door in a discreet package.
Fat, veiny boners, you guys.
That's right. Made in the USA.
Special offer for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free, everybody. Free. Just use the promo code Ellis at checkout. Pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com. Promo code Ellis to receive your first month absolutely free, you bastards. Use it. Respect the show and your dong. We'd like to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. I did a bunch of acid once in Mission Beach in San Diego, and I could straight up see glowing flies, like bigger ones about this big, like different colors, floating around in the backyard. And then
that sounds cool.
Yeah, on a house that was on the water. And then after I was tripping watching these flies, then like some super hot blonde chick took me to the water. And
was she real?
Yeah, because she started dancing around naked in the water and doing a show for me. And then I boned her. And then
on acid.
Yeah, and then I heard people cheering, and people could see us. I didn't know that because I was tripping so hard. So she might not have even been hot, but she looked really hot and it was like a big show. She did a big show, and I thought it was just for me. But
so wait, did you know her beforehand?
Nah.
So some mystical woman just came out of nowhere.
She was at the party, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I had not met her.
That's pretty sweet.
17. I was 17.
Wow.
Yeah. So like and in America by myself, like it was to me, it was like the greatest night of my life at the time, like all these things were happening.
Yeah. That sounds pretty cool.
But yeah, I can't remember ever taking drugs where you just straight up see stuff ever again. Like if you close your eyes, you see tons of shit, but I've never just been like, that's a fucking pink fly. You guys seeing that? No. And I'm like, okay, well then fuck me, man. There's like 4 of them. And they're like green and blue, like real obvious colors just flying around someone's head.
That's kind of sweet.
Right?
Yeah, I got totally gypped on hallucinations as well.
Yeah, because people always, I saw this, I saw that. I'm like, wait, with your eyes open you did?
Yeah.
Cool. That's as close as I got to. That's definitely not there, and I'm watching it.
What's the most acid you've ever done at once?
One time I ate, somebody had a sheet of acid in a hotel room at a contest. And I'll leave all the names out of it, but someone's like, I got fucking acid. And I was like, hell yeah. And I just bit the sheet because I was drunk as fuck. I just grabbed his hand and bit the sheet. And everyone was like, whoa, easy, man. I'm like, fuck you guys. And then, because I popped something and had to go to hospital at the contest. And I had crutches. And I had like a knee injury. And then another friend who ate acid, he got my crutches and started walking on them upside down and snapped them both in half because he was trying to do his feet in the middle with the other bit on the ground. They were wooden ones back then.
Yep.
So just snapped in half. So then I just walked around the hotel because my leg, wasn't bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
And
thank you, acid.
Yeah, a friend that passed away, we were in somebody's car and we found rocks on the ground and we were in the car and we touched the rocks, and when the rocks touched, all the sprinkler systems turned on in the parking lot, and we were like, whoa, we got magic rocks. So I had a magic rock at one point. And then we went in another car. Somebody pulled up and like, get in the back of this car. And we get in the back of this car and it's 2 dudes in the front and one guy, I'm like, oh, I know who he is. He's a guy that worked at Vans or something. And we're flying down the road in the dark and it's wet. And they just lock it up and do like a big spin in there. And I guess they're taking people for joyrides. And they know the spot where they're going to do this big spin and give everybody a rush who's in the back. But myself and this other guy barely knew we were on the fucking planet. So like, I'm like, hey, we're in a car. We got like, where are we going? I forgot that we were going on a joyride. And then all of a sudden we're doing 360s and we're laughing. And then at one point I had a room with somebody else and I went in there with a girl and told her to try and bone the guy who's in my room. And he woke up and was like, what the fuck? Who are you? And then I jumped up and went, ah, ha, ha, ha. And then he kicked me out. And then the guy that I was on Planet Earth, and the guy that owned Planet Earth and H Street was Tony Magnuson. But the guy that ran shit was this dude, Mike Tranowski. Started Plan B with Colin McKay and all those guys, like heavy hitter guy for skateboarding. Passed away too. Car crash, real sad. But he was somebody that was really high up in the skateboard world, and he came out, and I was up against the wall, shaking from just like I was just powering up on acid, just going. And he came out, and he's like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then he went back into his room all weirded out, and I'm like, "Man, I wonder what that looked like." And then I set off the fire alarm, and all the fire brigade came, and everybody got kicked out of the hotel, and everyone was like, "Who hit the fire alarm?" And I was like, "I got no idea."
We better find that guy.
So that's what I did on that acid. Wow. I mean, that's the things that I do remember about that. But I hooked up.
Yeah.
As well.
I mean, how long did it last for?
Till the next day in the morning, like up all night.
Okay.
But if you drink a lot, you can get it to go away, So I'm tripping balls, but I'm drinking like a fucking maniac, like all day.
And you were drunk when you took that big
shots,
bite.
and I'm like, shots. Yeah, and I was, so I think it was more. It wasn't the next day standing in the park by myself. Like I was normal again.
Okay.
I was younger, man. Different time.
Because I had this buddy who I've heard some people say, like, no matter how much acid you take, like, you will be fucked up and you'll have an insane trip, but it won't make it last super long. But then I had a buddy who told me one time, I feel like everybody has heard that urban legend about a guy who had a sheet of acid and it was in his pocket, and then he went through sprinklers and it got it wet, and the whole sheet soaked into his leg and he tripped for a week or something.
Nope, never heard that. That sounds like bullshit.
I had a buddy who, when he was in high school, started smoking weed, and he was like selling it a little bit to his friends. And then the guy that was supplying him the weed was like, "Hey, do you want to try selling acid? I got this sheet of acid." And he was like, "Sure, I'll try selling this." And he went home and he's like, "All right, if I'm going to sell this stuff, I want to know what it's like." So he took a little cube off the sheet, popped it in his mouth, and waited like 20 minutes. He's like, "What the fuck? What is this shit? It doesn't even do anything." So he ate another one. That didn't do anything. Ate another one. So he kept eating them until he started to feel it. And, acid can take sometimes an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours to even kick in. So by the time it started kicking in, he had eaten half the sheet. And he says he tripped for like a week, and he had to go stay with his friend whose parents are hippies, and they sort of like guided him through it. But then I've heard people call bullshit on that because they're like, no matter how much acid you eat, you're not going to trip for a week. You're just going to have a crazy trip for like a day.
Yeah, that's what I would. I mean, it only lasts so long. That's the deal.
Yeah.
I mean, he spaced them out, so yeah, probably go longer. But it also they wear themselves out, like with ecstasy too. I used to take a lot, but it'd be a certain amount where you tap out your that gland or whatever. Like you've taken all the happy
serotonin.
Yeah. Like I've done like 6 or 7, and someone's like, "Stay up a bit longer, have another 2," and I'm just normal. I'm like, I'm done. And then it'd be fucked for a couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
From being up for 2 days, taking a bunch of E-bombs.
I remember reading an article in Vice magazine, and I thought they were pretty good about having a bullshit detector. It was a guy who accidentally, whatever the circumstances were, took 10,000 times more acid than you're ever supposed to take and tripped for a year straight. I can't find that article right now, but I see.
Is it more like you tripped so hard that you're not right for a year? Because I don't know about you're just tripping for a year.
Right, because here's another story about somebody who supposedly has been tripping for 30 years. And they say it's more of if they look at a tree, they see faces in the bark, like that thing. According to the article that I saw, there is a disorder. There's a very small number of people who trip and don't come back from it. But even at that, it's trippy for years. They're not full on trippy.
Yeah.
Like you can fucking work at the grocery store, but when you're talking to people, you're like, if they knew what I was looking at right now.
Man, that'd be terrible.
Awful.
I would hate for people's faces to be all melty and shit all the time.
I never minded the visuals of acid. It was always what it made my brain think. See, I could kind of get over that, I think. If everything just had like a little bit of a lava lamp effect to it, I feel like I would get used to it. It wouldn't disorient me.
You can't really look in a mirror for 30 years.
I can do without that.
Well, I can't skate no more. Everything's
that's true.
Wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out.
I don't know. There's a famous story, and this one I think is as close to verified as any of this shit ever gets, of a baseball pitcher in Major League Baseball who dropped acid and threw a no-hitter.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Doc Ellis is his name, yeah.
Katie.
Yes.
Did you have some news about some shit about a rapper or some shit?
Yes. Let me pull the exact verbiage up of the story. It's about Drake.
I don't really know much about Drake. I just know that at one point I was in a car in Vancouver with Sluggo, and Sluggo was playing this music where the guy just kept saying that he's great or something.
I'm the best.
And I go, "Who the fuck is this?" And he's like, "It's Drake." And I was like, "Oh, wow, note to self. I don't like Drake." Because
in Sluggo's defense, Canadian Cars Come program to play that nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
That motherfucker likes Drake.
and
hey, everybody, great.
Terrific. Different strokes.
I have no beef with this guy.
No.
Or Sluggo.
Worth pointing out that Drake is now by like any objective measure, one of the 3 most successful music artists who have ever lived.
There you go.
The numbers add up to he's Elvis plus the Beatles.
He's like hip hop Nickelback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congratulations.
And it's still going.
Yeah.
And everybody who comes out who is not Drake just sounds like Drake. And it's been like that
basic
for 20
you are
years.
for following him. Do you know how basic that is?
Well, the long and the short of the story is that he hooked up with an Instagram model, consensually.
Nice.
He made sure everything was very
Of age.
consensual.
To the winner go the spoils.
So they fucked.
She probably thinks he's amazing as well.
Probably does.
That one song where you said you were real cool. I believe it.
Your dick is so lit.
Lit dick.
He does have lit dick apparently because he did wear a condom when they fucked.
Say
Went in the
different.
bathroom after
the
he
point?
came, tied it in a little knot, and put it in the garbage. She goes in the garbage allegedly, fishes it out, unties it, goes to put the semen in her.
Still good. Still good.
Yep.
5 second rule.
Oh.
To her dismay, it felt like she was pouring hot lava into her vagina because apparently he had put a hot sauce in the condom after he came in it to kill the sperm.
That's a spicy baby.
Okay.
So does that mean Drake is like Hillary Clinton and carries hot sauce in his purse all the time?
Must be.
There's
Well,
definitely
those
people
little
with,
Tabasco mini ones. You could have that anyway.
right, or there's the little single serve Tapatios.
If it comes with a rubber in your pocket,
He
that's
just hides
a
it in
guy
his
that's
ass?
yeah. I know. If you just put it next to the rubber, they both go hand in
If
hand.
you're going to carry one, why not carry the other?
Why not?
Okay.
What?
So you're saying here's where I call bullshit. Everything about that completely added up to me because I would go so far as to say there are almost definitely celebrity babies out there that were the result of this sort of chicanery.
Yeah.
And the dad, once it was too late to do anything about it, was like, look, behind closed doors, fuck you. I hate you. Rot in hell. I've said my piece. Now the world will never know about this because it's not about me and it's not about you. It's about this kid that you're
Right.
going to have now. So this probably has happened. If you're saying he habitually puts hot sauce in his condom to spoil the load, I actually think it's smarter than I thought Drake was capable of.
Yeah.
If you're telling me that this chick was so dumb that she couldn't recognize that there was some sort of red sauce mixed into
Well, if she didn't
cum-
look, and condoms are, they get cloudy. After
You gotta
you're done
look.
with
If
them.
you're untying it, you're
Yeah.
seeing it.
Yeah,
you wouldn't
condoms are cum colored.
maybe just put a little bit in there.
Hmm.
I could see pouring stuff out of a condom and thinking it's load, just trying to get it in there so I can have Drake's baby and not looking at the color of it. I mean, who thinks that anybody would have put something in the load?
She's probably in a hurry.
Yeah, because there's probably like a time limit to jizz, right?
Or she
All
doesn't
those
want to
little-
get caught.
All those
Yeah.
little load guys die soon if they don't.
And I mean, one of the last shows we did in studio, I dunked my nuts in a bowl of hot sauce.
Yeah.
It burned the shit out of my scrotum.
Yeah.
So I could that checks out. If you put hot sauce in your pussy, it's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
gonna hurt
We
real
believe
bad.
that. Yeah.
Nobody's debating that part of the story.
Is it true that cum has heartbeats?
No.
Okay. Are you
But
sure?
Did you go to Bible camp this weekend?
No. What's that comedian, the lady that used to go out with the TV host? She's a Jewish lady.
Roseanne Barr?
Nah, she's hot.
Chelsea Handler?
Nah, black hair. She used to go out with.
Sarah Silverman?
Yeah.
Yeah. She said that that the little cum guys, those little fishies, they have a heartbeat.
Oh my god.
I don't think they have hearts.
No.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
think
they have
so.
a beat or something.
I mean, they are alive. They
got-
wiggle.
Yeah, they
She
got
had
rhythm.
she was using it as an argument to abortion, saying that if you waste your cum, that's murder.
There are actually some religions that subscribe to that.
Yeah, don't spill the seed.
Yep.
Right?
I mean, that's
That's tough.
yeah.
Not spilling it at all. Sometimes it just goes different places.
Yeah. What if you have a wet dream?
If you ever shot a load where
You
you're
have to
like,
like wring the sheets out back in your dick hole and try and stuff it back
She
in.
needs to mount you instantly.
what about if you shoot a load and it shoots off and you didn't know it was going to shoot off, and
Right.
then that hits the ground? Is that
You go to hell.
If,
you didn't mean it?
if premature ejaculation is a sin,
Right? What about that?
let us all cast the first stone.
Yeah, what about that? Yeah. Could a little bit of hot sauce not stop a couple of those little load guys to make a baby? Or is that's hot sauce mixed in, or they all like, the hot sauce?
Well, is he trying to hide it? I think
Or make it delicious?
His number one.
It's for later.
He came back for a snack and foiled again by Instagram models. His number one, he doesn't care about her discovering that there's hot sauce in it or hurting herself trying to impregnate herself against his will. All he's concerned about is defouling the sperm.
I mean,
So
it is brilliant.
He's gonna dump the whole packet in there.
If you're a person that would put a rubber load in your vagina to make a baby, you do deserve hot sauce in your vag.
For sure. I mean,
I don't think I'm being chauvinistic at all. That's
no, because if you look at it the other way,
Crazy.
like if you were a guy and you like poked holes in your condoms so you could try and knock chicks
Yep.
up,
it's
that's
the same thing.
fucking despicable.
Yep.
Naturally.
I think it's actually a crime now if you're having sex with somebody, at least in California, and you take the condom off without their consent. I
Yeah.
think that's like sexual assault now,
Yeah.
which is awesome because it should be.
Yeah.
And so should this.
Condoms
Wait.
just.
This is sexual assault.
I'm just saying that this
The
should
girl or Drake?
no the girl. She
Okay,
this
good.
is I think this is illegal what she's trying to do.
I agree.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Because we've seen like guys on Craigslist over the years who are like, "Oh, I just want to give you my baby." It's just like a sexual fetish,
Yeah.
and you need to be careful that there's some guys who that's really it's fucking take it from a guy who's got two of them. It's fucking baffling that would be something that babies are the least sexy thing that have ever existed. But there's guys who will pull the condom off A because it feels better, or B because they actually love the thrill of the baby chase or something like that. And of course, that's a crime.
I had sex with a trans girl a long time ago who kept saying like, make a baby. Are you gonna make a baby in me? Or like just kept using baby talk. And I was like, yeah. I'm in your butt.
Did you take it too literally? Like, I can't. Nope, can't.
Yeah.
Can't.
I think
I could forward you some literature that we
Google. Let's talk Google for a second here.
She's like, no, that's not how butts work.
Yeah. Yeah, I just went with it.
Yeah, you kind of have to in the
I
moment.
didn't have to use hot sauce, so I felt like I was in the clear.
Oh
I mean, Drake should carry around little bottles of Elmer's glue because it's the same color as cum.
Yeah, but that could really hurt somebody.
but
Drake
it's-
should get a vasectomy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he does have a kid, right?
Oh, wow. That's way better than hot sauce. Man, I'm smarter than Drake. I kind of knew that. You know what? That's impossible. He's very smart.
I really think that it would be.
I don't want to shit on him.
I'm sure I'd get over it in a hurry, but I really think it would be a bummer to me if I woke up tomorrow and I was unattached and everywhere I went, gorgeous women threw themselves at me, but I can only have sex with them with condoms. It's like so close and yet so far.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've rubbed up, but I don't know. I guess if it was all the time, then yeah, it would really bother me.
It's just the nature of sex is you're always trying to find that better angle, that little better thing that just takes it to another level. And the condom is just, blowjobs are great, but the condom is going to stop you from reaching anywhere near peak sex fun. That's what they do.
What
And
about
then-
those ultra thin ones?
Right. And then you get into the ultra thin ones and then you're playing the dangerous game of,
Why?
Of it breaking.
I've had condoms break.
Oh,
Yeah.
But if you get a good ultra thin versus just a stock condom, it's probably just as safe.
No, I've had the good ultra thins break.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a rowdy pumper.
I got no babies in me anymore, so I
Is that
don't-
your wrestling name?
Rowdy pumper.
might work.
Yeah, I don't know if I was doing it wrong or whatever. I don't think it was my size that was bursting through them like fucking Bruce Banner turning into the Incredible Hulk. But I've had numerous. I remember one time my girlfriend was very disappointed because a condom. She was on the pill, but I was still using condoms, and it broke. And I came like 15 seconds later. She's like, "Wow, I didn't realize how much those condoms were helping you out."
Oh man.
Oh, I mean, it's so true.
Yeah.
When you're unprepared for that and you haven't mentally focused on unprotected sex, you're just cruising in condom land, man. It's like fucking bumper bowling.
Yeah, I forget which condom, but which comic said it, but they had a bit about like Sting talking about having tantric sex that lasts 10 hours. He's like, "What's the big deal? Yeah, I've had sex with a condom before.
Nice.
It is kind of a cum killer." And that reminds me, speaking of cum killer, isn't there spermicide inside condoms? Like that in itself
Not all of them,
kills
just
sperm.
some. And some that kill AIDS.
I mean, if you're
Nice.
Drake and you're carrying around fucking hot sauce so you can kill your loads, wouldn't it just make sense to carry around a spermicide condom?
Yeah, but what about safety first?
Maybe he doesn't usually do this, but there was something about this chick that sketched him.
Yeah.
And so he decided to take drastic measures.
It's not a bad idea because he did get it right, if this is true at all.
Yeah.
She was terrible.
And then that would also
Why
mean
didn't he just dump it out in the toilet? I know
Why
that
did he
would
just come in his own mouth?
or just hold it open and take a shit in it.
Put it in the freezer? Alaskan pipeline that shit? Wait, if you put it in the freezer, could you use the frozen? I don't want to go here. This is crazy. There's something else we can talk about. Frozen shitloads. God damn it, Jason. No wonder you're banned on YouTube.
There's another human face goat baby.
Yes!
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's where it always is.
Where must I go to worship my new god?
Well, get there quick.
There's some fish babies out there too.
Fish babies.
Fishes with faces.
Yeah, there are. It's when they have teeth that they get faces.
I wish a woman would have a fish man.
women would have.
Like I want a goat man or a fish man or a wolf man. You know, like something got in it and it came out and it's looking like a wolf.
Yeah.
Because it's always goats that look like babies.
Right.
Let's go the other way, you know?
This
It's too bad. I mean, I know they got that pig's heart in that one guy and saved his life.
He's doing great.
It's too bad they can't just, you know, make a pig man.
I think there's a couple things working against that. There's the ethics of it. There's the scientific hurdles, and then there's the fact that absolutely nobody wants to be a pig man.
I would like to be a friend of a pig man.
Sure.
I would hang out with him. I mean, as long as he has pants on.
Oh, boy.
So yeah, this is it.
What kind of an animal was he?
It's a goat.
Man,
Kind of looks like Archie Bunker.
it looks like a pug, kind of.
Did it live?
No, that's dead as fuck,
No, it's
right?
born dead.
If only we could zap him to life, you know? Because he'd be great to have around at parties and stuff.
It looks like he's got like a little flipper hanging off of his shoulder.
Yeah.
He actually looks like those two French guys, the twins that died from COVID.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Have you seen those ghoulish monsters?
Some ghoulish monsters died?
Controversial French TV stars and famous twins Igor and Grichka Bogdanov.
Man, Igor Bogdanov.
Yeah. They were TV stars.
Whoa! What the fuck?
Never had any work. Just ask them.
What the fuck?
My God, they look like characters from Eon Flux.
Oh my god, I would like to see those two and Siegfried and Roy fight. Wait, Siegfried died,
It's a
right?
one-man fight now.
Fuck. Was it
It's
Roy
just-
or
Roy died, right? So now it's just Siegfried punching himself in the face.
Siegfried could beat those two?
I think so. The odd thing is that
Man.
they were TV stars in France in the 1980s.
I feel like they smell like stale lunchboxes.
They were famous for two things. And it's very ironic what they were. They were
I see a
very
little Jose Canseco in there.
I could see that. I see a little bit of everybody who's ever blown their face up to
Jay
twice
Leno.
the size of
Yeah.
like that Catwoman lady, Jocelyn
Yes.
Wildenstein.
Yeah,
I get
one's
that.
getting pretty catty. Big jaw.
Yeah, one
I
of them
mean,
looks like
cheekbones.
he's wearing a Buster Poindexter mask. He's feeling hot.
Those guys are insane.
So check it out. I don't know if you can find a photo. In 1979, they launched a TV show that was actually about science and science fiction. And one of the reasons why it was successful is because they're twins who were very good looking.
Oh, that's
They
what happened.
started off
They tried to maintain and shit went awry.
being very good looking and educating people about science.
Yeah.
They ended up looking like that and denying the value of COVID vaccines.
Oh, wow.
So they went full half circle on the two things that defined them most.
Man, one of
Oh
them,
my
they were
God.
not good looking.
Oh.
They weren't, but at least they looked like they were born on this planet.
Holy shit, that one of them was definitely not good looking at all.
Yeah, this is.
Man, he got
I mean,
everything fixed, huh?
after all the shit that they injected in themselves, they're like, no, we draw the line at medicine.
Yeah. So they died, huh? Together, same time, or who died first?
Just about So they believed that, I think they were in that camp of the vaccine is great if you're older, if you're sick, but I'm healthy, I'll be fine.
Oh, but they're old.
They were 72.
That's old, Michael.
Old enough.
Old enough to be fucked up by a flu.
The younger of the twins died in an ICU on December 28th. His brother followed him to the grave 6 days later.
Oh, man. Must have been a lonely 6 days. Do you think those guys are gay?
Yes.
Were gay? Do you think they...
Is it weird that the young ones I can't get a read on, but once they got all the work done, they for sure look gay?
Yeah, I wonder if there's any guys out there that get tons of work done and aren't gay.
They look like if Jim Carrey made a Mask sequel, they could be like the two villains.
Yeah, they are way past creepy. And that's 72 though, it's good. I think anyway.
They don't look like they had a ton of really great years left in them.
I don't know. Seemed like they were living a 72. They were living like a 50-year-old's lifestyle though. Celebrity, all out there, meals and stuff, eating the good life. They don't look out of shape.
No, that's true.
For 72, it's creepy, but it's not unhealthy. God damn, their heads are so fucking big.
Yeah, I wonder how much I don't know, this is kind of a morbid thought, but when they eventually rot, like how tiny are their skulls compared to those giant heads sitting on the shoulders? Or do they just have like big ass
It's
skulls?
just a lot of cheeks and lips makes the whole head look bigger.
Chin too.
I wonder the same thing about him
yeah.
as I've wondered about the Barbie twins.
Yeah.
Remember the Barbie twins? They used to do a bunch of models and calendars, and they were still doing it well past the age that naturally they were able to pull it off. And they had a bunch of work done. Did each of them want the exact same weird thing for their face, or was one of them like, no, we got to get this? The other one's like, oh my God, that too?
Oh man, I have to get a silly putty chin now?
Because they had to match. They're twins. It's part of the shtick.
It looks like they...
the same place, right? So like that looks great. I'll have that. I'll have what he's having.
But
It does
do you
look
think
like they
both of them thought they looked great, or do you think like the guy, for example, with the poofy hair in front thought it looked great, and the guy in the back was like, he's my brother, I'd do anything for him?
I think the guy in the front was the more originally handsome guy, and the other guy, his brother, was always hideous. And then when plastic surgery happened, he was always trying to catch him, but always knew that really there was no point because the other guy just has a little bit more natural beauty. Wow. That's what I said.
It kind of looks like they might have gone to different mouth guys.
Do you think they fucked each other?
No, but
maybe
They fucked
after
people in the
all
same
of
bed together.
fuck people in the same bed and like made eye contact and use that person as sort of like a middleman proxy.
I think after they tag teamed a guy, they mashed their dickheads together like a high five.
Everybody does that. I don't know what's wrong with you. It's the coolest.
Yeah, what do you do with the extra jizz? I mean, what's it there for?
Yeah.
They could have butt fucked each other. Like, I mean, you don't look like my brother anymore, so I guess it's not weird.
I've never had a butt baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had sex with other people in the same room. I think they later on would pour a glass of champagne and sit around and be like, remember when you were? Oh, yes, that was very good. You were doing that and I was doing this. They'd fucking run back through it. It's so funny. I know we're on the exact same page here. I think we're right.
Yeah, drinking a Chardonnay, talking about how big your asshole was for that one guy. Yeah, that was impressive, brother. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good for them, but dead.
Yeah.
It's going to... Whoa! Every now and then the other guy... Wait, I can't tell which one was the most naturally handsome talented guy, but one guy's wig is worse than the other guy's wig. As that top bit was... What is...
Well, it looks like
what the fuck happened over there?
It looks like they both went to Gene Simmons' guy, but the one guy had the good sense to do what Gene Simmons does and to keep it flat so that you couldn't see the wild texture of it.
Yeah.
And the other guy just needed to feel the curls jingling around on his face in the wind.
I guess. They look like they're in like a bee sting fight. Like a swarm attacked them. They look like they're dead and they were killed by killer bees. And that's the last photo before we bagged them up. Because they are puffy.
Yeah.
Their face looks sore, you know? Look like they sprained their face.
Yeah, they look like they're allergic to plastic surgery.
Yeah, it looked like they had 7,000 cocks bounce off their face 5 seconds ago. And that's the damage. Maybe that's how they did it. Maybe they keep their cheeks puffy from dicks. Slapping a dick face. Fistful of dicks, son.
Yep. Well, they're doing it in hell now.
Yeah. That does make sense. If you go to hell and you see them, it makes sense. You go, yeah. So you guys putting the pineapple on my ass, or what's going on here? Yeah. I could definitely see that.
Yes, you party with us. We good party, yes.
Oh, no. Not good party, guys. Oh, no.
I don't think these guys know they're in hell.
No way.
They seem to like it here.
That's what I think hell is like. I feel like hell's like a place where if you're, I don't know, I guess if you're like not into partying and getting fisted by the Puffy brothers,
Yeah.
then yeah, you're in hell.
Hell's like a bad trip. You just got to go with it, bro.
Yeah, it is. I feel like some people go to hell and they go, hell yeah, you know? It's fine to play. I feel like people want pineapples in their butt.
They're out there.
I know a guy that has a rubber baby, and he puts
What?
a rubber baby in people and he pulls it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
How big a baby? Like regular sized baby?
Yeah.
Why has it got to be a baby?
What
was wrong with dick shaped?
I didn't feel the need to say that. I just went, whoa, crazy. I don't want to see that or anything, but yeah, people put, because you know how you can buy legs and feet and stuff to put in you?
Sure.
That would be kind of funny, like around Christmas time, sometimes they'll have like you'll be on the freeway and someone's trunk it looks like their Santa's legs are hanging out of it.
Yeah.
If you just have like a leg sticking out of your ass, that's kind of like a funny butt prank.
Around the holidays, you could use the Christmas story lamp.
Yeah.
Where you just walk around the house with it hanging out of your ass, you're saying?
Yeah. Has anybody seen The Gardener?
Nice. Just a foot coming out of your butt. That is very funny, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was smaller at the end so that you could have it in there, because that seems like we're going to go to hospital.
Yeah, you start with the knee. So it's just...
Oh, the whole leg's in.
Well, you start with the knee, but then it looks like... Because you ever seen the pictures of a girl who's like an amputee, and she shoves the stump in somebody's mouth, and it looks like she has a full arm reaching down someone's throat?
Yeah.
Yeah, like your butt just vacuums somebody up and just the one foot sticking out.
Yeah.
Like a snake eating a rat.
Yeah. Yeah, I always felt like snake lives might be one of the worst lives to live because they're always eating stuff that's too big because, they got no legs and every meal they get is important, blah, blah, blah. I'm a wild animal. But I just don't want to eat anything that takes me hours to eat and I'm just stuck in a swallowing game. Like I don't want to fucking swallow for. I feel like sometimes they eat stuff that's bigger than them, and they're just days on the ground where they're like, fuck that. Why can't they bite a piece off and snack on it?
Yeah, eat a goddamn mouse, you show off.
They're stupid, kinda. I guess they don't have. Do they only have fangs and they don't have side ones to grind the?
Yeah, they don't have molars.
No canines.
Yeah, God fuck them. Because a molar would save a lot of time. If I'm a snake and I had molars, I'd be like, get a piece of the leg off first and then eat it, hang out.
I mean, that's
Just the
probably
whole
why they're like biblically the bad guy. Because why would God create such a creature if not just to punish it for existing? Like, you
Right.
have no arms, no legs. You
Snakes
got
have
slither on
two
your
dicks,
belly.
though.
Yeah, you
That's
did
pretty
luck out
cool.
there.
Yeah.
Cool tongues.
Yeah. That is a cool tongue. I don't think it's that cool of a tongue to drink water with.
I had
It's more decorative.
Yeah.
I had a pet snake for a few years.
Yeah.
And sometimes when it would like eat the mouse, and he always goes for the head first, and then like its ass and legs are sticking out. They're the last to go in. But sometimes, because they get squished to death before they're eaten, there'll be like a turd hanging out of the mouse's ass,
Yeah.
and then he just eats it.
Yeah.
It's like, he doesn't even have fingers to pluck it out or anything.
Well,
I mean,
you're
when
gonna
you-
eat it anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I get it. I would rather have a dead body pop inside me than pop in my mouth.
True. No taste buds in your
I
stomach.
don't like
I'd
chewing
rather-
oysters.
Right, I'd rather eat the poopy shrimp than eat the shrimp and then eat the shrimp poop.
Yeah. Changes everything.
Yeah,
Mm.
agreed.
Well, I hope everybody's learned something from today's program. I know I have. I think I already forgot it, but it was great to know it for a second.
I've grown as a person.
Yeah. Don't forget to check out a bowl treatment if you're struggling. Apparently that does great stuff. Like and describe, 5 stars. Tell everybody, tell your friends. Hey, everybody, look at our fat cocks. Have a good one, everybody. Don't die.
If you want more Jason Ellis Show, sign up for their Patreon at patreon.com/EllisMate for a 2-hour show every Tuesday and Wednesday. To watch full episodes of The Jason Ellis Show, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Jason Ellis Show. And don't forget to follow the crew on Instagram at Wolfmate, at Tullywood, at Kevin Kraft, at Underwearwolf, and at The Jason Ellis Show.
Meow, 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 meow.